Hi, all, and welcome back to the WellBe podcast. Usually, I have great experts and investigative guides on various topics related to holistic living and healing and root cause medicine, but this week, in honor of Thanksgiving, I'm doing something a little different. I'm calling this a WellBe Quick Hit, a shorter style episode that gives you a quick hit on a topic with a bit more of what I'm thinking about at the moment, so it's a little more personal. If after you listen to this WellBe Quick Hit episode, if you decide you like this format, please write a quick review of the podcast to let me know, or you can let me know on getwellbe.com using the contact form or DM me on Instagram. Now, to jump into the quick hit topic. Thanksgiving literally is a holiday dedicated to practicing gratitude, which means expressing gratitude in your head or out loud or in a journal in a routine way or making a ritual out of it. A lot of research has shown that expressing gratitude or practicing gratitude is very good for your physical, emotional, and mental health. This year, rather than explain the health benefits of practicing gratitude, there's actually a past episode on that topic if you wish to learn more about it, and you can find it by simply searching Get WellBe and gratitude in your podcast app search bar. So this year I want to talk about something you might be experiencing, which is actually resistance to gratitude. Now, resistance to gratitude doesn't mean that you're ungrateful or not appreciating what you have. It's really just that the physical sensation of knowing that expressing gratitude is good for you, and yet feeling a resistance to it energetically, or even an annoyance about the ritual of doing it, or feeling like it's somehow a chore. I bring this up because in the past, I have been someone who was happy to say what I was grateful for in a routine way, sometimes in the mornings, sometimes at the dinner table. But a few weeks ago, I hadn't done it in a long time, and I felt resistance to the practice of it. So, of course, being me, I researched why that can happen. I came across a lot of nonsense, but finally found two very good articles, one from the famous Canadian self-help author Bob Proctor, and another from a woman named Lynn Horn. Resistance to gratitude boils down to resistance to happiness. So here are 3 things I learned on that topic from these 2 articles. Number 1, resistance to gratitude can come from a feeling that you're not living up to your highest good. And since you're not living up to your highest good, you don't deserve happiness. And since gratitude can lead to greater happiness, you might be reluctant to allow yourself to express it and then experience any happiness that might come from it. Now, not feeling like you deserve happiness usually comes from some sort of childhood negative belief or trauma that relates to not being worthy or a belief that you're not good enough. So we could have an entire episode just on that. But for now, understand the connection between resisting the practice of gratitude and perhaps not believing that you should really be deserving of happiness, and being aware of that connection can have a huge impact in and of itself. So we'll leave it there for now. Number 2, staying unhappy can make your mind and soul feel safe because it's familiar. When you're in a negative spiral, the idea of taking risks and making changes can be daunting and make you feel vulnerable. So it can feel safer to stay in a not happy place than to do something that could change that and open you up to the possible pain and failure that comes with anything new. But also, of course, the possibility of being happy. But of course, your brain is wired for negativity, so it's not thinking about the possibility of a better outcome. It only thinks about the bad things that can happen if you do something different, and it wants to keep you safe. So it will try to keep the status quo, i.e. keep you unhappy, and resist doing things that could make you feel happier, i.e. practicing gratitude. Number 3, practicing gratitude when you're not happy can feel like pretending or trying to ignore your feelings. Subconsciously, you may believe that if you focused on all the positive things in your life, that you'd be ignoring the negative, and by default saying it was okay for your life to remain the way it is. If you relate to any of those 3 reasons that someone might feel resistance to practicing gratitude, Bob Proctor's article had 4 tips to help you get out of that place. Number 1, acknowledge to yourself that there are areas in your life you're not happy about. Quite simply say out loud, I'm not happy about X, Y, and Z. Number 2, give yourself permission to go negative. Get it all out, your worries, your fears, your grievances, petty complaints, until you run out of steam, and you will. Simply say all of that out loud, or try to do it in a journal, or talk into a voice recorder on your phone, type it into your computer, and then delete it when it's done, whatever works best for you. Number 3, do not judge your feelings. Honor your feelings by giving them constructive airtime. It's healthy self-expression, so applaud yourself for giving yourself what you need, i.e. an outlet, and do not judge either what you're saying or how you feel. Number 4, be curious. Once you've shut your journal or closed your computer or finished your conversation with yourself, resist any urge to think or talk about the topic further. Hopefully, you will have poured everything out, so there will be nothing left for your brain to grab onto. Then watch and see what happens. By taking the garbage out, literally, there may be room again for hope, positivity, wonder, joy, and being able to express gratitude without resistance. So I just did this little 4-part exercise because, as I mentioned, I myself felt some resistance to expressing gratitude recently. And I have to say that doing these little exercises did feel really good to get out a lot of the things I'm worried about right now. And it allowed me to take a big, deep breath and not dive into gratitude right away, but at least to say, yeah, there are lots of different things I'm worried about, and it's all going to be okay. Just breathe, be patient, trust the universe, trust the process. Now, there's a quote I read from the Lynn Horde article that I wanted to share. That's, gratitude is not ignoring what's not working in your life, it's giving thanks for what is. When I read this quote, it allowed me to reframe the question to myself, what's working in my life? And very quickly, I was able to start listing things I was grateful for. So hopefully that's a good little hack that will help you ease back into practicing gratitude while acknowledging and accepting that your soul might want to alert you to things that aren't quite right in your life right now. And that's actually a beautiful thing if you can understand what those things are, accept that things are the way they are right now, and then do things to change them while also using the tips and hacks I shared to get yourself back into a gratitude practice and begin to reap the various health benefits that come with it, including happiness. So with that, I want to say happy Thanksgiving, WellBe family, and thanks for listening. One thing I'm grateful for each and every day without question or resistance is you. I'll see you back here for our next episode. And in the meantime, if you're new here and want to learn more about me, my work, and WellBe, head to getwellbe.com or at getwellbe on social media. And don't forget, if you like this little WellBe Quick Hit format, please leave a review of the podcast if you haven't done so already in your podcast app. Simply scroll to the bottom of the WellBe podcast page and click Write a Review, and jot a few stars or sentences and press submit. It's super easy and super appreciated. Or let me know on getwellbe.com on the contact page or at getwellbe on social media.